ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930 present The Drive.
Welcome in. It is this beautiful, beautiful day. I know it's overcast right now, but it's this beautiful day because Marshall's in the Sun Belt. It's official. It's July 1st. Marshall's in the Sun Belt. Welcome in. It is The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. I'm your host, Paul Swann. We'll take your phone calls this hour, 877-420-TALK, 877-420-8255. Our text line this hour, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. So how do you feel today? No longer in Conference USA. It's over. That is a chapter that we thought was going to start well. And then college football and college realignment kind of messed that up a little bit. And so here we are, July 1st, Marshall in the Sun Belt, where Marshall wanted to be, and a group of schools that are like-minded. And unlike college football today and tomorrow, the geography actually makes sense. How crazy is this? The geography makes sense. It feels like these institutions want to be in this conference. That's the first thing. These schools want to be there, and you don't see that sort of question mark among some of these institutions. It feels like this is a group that, I mean, look, if the Big Ten calls Marshall tomorrow, you take that phone call. But you're going to have 2 or 3 super conferences. I think Marshall's going to be in the best of the rest situation. So what's going to happen with all of this? Yesterday was kind of crazy, by the way. USC and UCLA. I mean, that was the fastest I've ever seen. Hey, apply and get approved. I mean, I haven't seen credit cards get applied or denied that quickly. And so now the Pac-12 is trying to figure out what it's going to do. And if I'm the Big 12, I'm making some phone calls, or I have already made some phone calls and thought that Oregon would be really good in the Big 12. I could see that. Now, of course, again, the Big 12, the geography, not exactly, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. So what's the Big 12 going to do? What's the Pac-12 going to do? Is there going to be a merger here? Is there going to be some sort of super Midwest West Coast Conference? I mean, could you see those two entities getting together and combining instead of trying to pick each other apart? Which one's going to be the aggressor? Will the Pac-12 be the aggressor? Will the Big 12 be the aggressor? Which one's going to be the one that tries to pick off the other and makes it? And, of course, you know what the real deal here is television. That's it. This is not a coalition of like-minded institutions for a common cause, unless that common cause is money. And so this is what it's all about. It's about money. It's about football money. And there's some basketball money as well, but it's about football money. This is where we're at in college athletics right now. And so that's why Marshall's in the Sun Belt, because 1, the money's going to be better. 2, the exposure's going to be better. 3, it actually makes sense. 4, Conference USA was falling apart, so Marshall had to be proactive. And you didn't want to be in that situation. You didn't want to be in a situation where, okay, sure, it'd have been great to be maybe the flag bearer of Conference USA. Marshall waving the flag, trying to carry the league along with a couple other institutions on its shoulders. But here we are in a league where it feels like there's a lot of cooperation, a lot of good decision-making, very proactive league. It might not be a power league, but it doesn't feel like it's a also-ran. It feels like it's a better league all around. So that's where we're at today. So enjoy. Marshall's in the Sun Belt. How do you feel about that? 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. I feel good. I feel absolutely good about it. I have so far had really positive interactions with members of the Sun Belt as far as media. I mean, that's a me thing. That's not a you thing, but it makes what I do a lot better. Administrators, top to bottom, it just feels like it's a better league. The interactions are better, and so I think we're going to enjoy the ride in the Sun Belt. What do we got coming up today for you? Well, today is the day that we shoot off fireworks downtown. We got 9th Street Live. We got Dog Dazzle. All of that's coming up. It's going to happen after the show, actually. So if you're on your way down now, get there. You've got so many options tonight for entertainment and fireworks after all the music's over with. It'll be the largest fireworks display in the area, the region, so it's going to be exciting tonight. We've got that for you, but what's coming up on the show is what you're probably more interested in. Chris Grassie's going to be on with us. Chris is finishing up some recruiting, so he'll talk to us. So he's had a busy day, I'm sure, busy couple weeks. We're going to talk to him about being in the Sun Belt. We're going to talk to him about the addition of UCF. We're going to talk to him about recruiting and everything that's going on. So he's going to join us here in the next few minutes. I'm looking forward to talking to him. And then, of course, after that, the rest of the way, it's going to be about you with your phone calls and texts. And again, let me give you those numbers and set you up for that. We'll take your texts first. We'll prioritize text today. 304-396-TALK. 304-396-8255. We'll get into all of that with you. A lot of things we can talk about today. Of course, college football expansion. Where's that going to go? We'll get into that with you. We will talk about, of course, what's happening with Marshall. Marshall's a member of the Sun Belt now. So, hey, there's some weekend specials going on. Because after all, you got to have something special for the holiday. 3-game football mini plans are available for sale. There's no online ticket fees all weekend, so you can check on herdzone.com for that, for the deals. So this is a way, if you can't buy season tickets, but yeah, maybe you can get a mini package. You can do that. Because again, Appalachian State has 10,000 season ticket holders. Let me say that again. Appalachian State has 10,000 season ticket holders. Herd fans, you keep telling me you're better than Appalachian State, right? Herd fans, you keep telling me you're the best. Herd fans, Appalachian State has 10,000 season ticket holders. Are you a season ticket holder for the Thundering Herd? If not, and if you can't, here's another way for you to be part of it. Get a 3-game mini plan. Check it out. Again, not my job to sell tickets, but at the same time, Appalachian State has 10,000 season ticket holders. You want to get to that number, right? Because as Coach Huff says, the Sun Belt is real. It's not fake. It's not a copy. It's real. Ticket office. You know what? The ticket office should send me a gift bag. As much as even though it's not my job to sell tickets, they should send me a gift bag. I'm going to ask them about that next time I have a chance to talk about that. So what else we got today? Well, as I said, we got Chris Grassie coming up. We'll get into a lot of that. We will talk a little bit about some news coming out of Marshall because Thundering Herd making the hire today. Rodney Casey has joined Marshall Athletics as the Assistant Athletic Director for Digital Strategy and Brand Management. This coming out about an hour ago. Had a chance to meet with him last week. I really enjoyed talking to him. And he's young. He's got some fresh ideas. And I think you're going to see a transformation as far as what kind of content Marshall produces and what kind of methods that Marshall employs in trying to get the story out, expand the brand. I think you're going to see a little bit more of a cohesive brand as well with Marshall Athletics. It's going to flow better, I think. All of this is important. So we're going to try to get him on the show here in the near future just to talk to him. So he will be, I'm not saying he's the new Jason Courier, but just to put it in perspective, he fills the vacancy left by Jason Courier, the former sports information director. And so he's going to be handling a lot of different aspects. So that's the comparison there. I can't compare anyone to Jason, though. Jason's my guy. Jason's my guy, and he's doing good stuff right now with Tulane. So I'm looking forward to talking with Rodney again and introducing you to him as we get a busy week wrapped up. Chris Grassie coming up next here. It's The Drive, ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Do you like the show and you want to make your own? Well, let me tell you about Anchor. It's free. There are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. And now you can even add any song from Spotify directly to your episodes. The possibilities are endless for what you can create. Now, Anchor is going to distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. And you can make money from your podcast. No minimum listenership needed. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
We're taking Paul Swann everywhere. Download or subscribe to The Drive with Paul Swann on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Welcome back to the Friday, July 1st edition, The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. So, again, happy Sunbelt Day. And I couldn't think of a better guy to celebrate Marshall's joining the Sunbelt. It's official now. This is day one. Than the guy himself, who I think has probably had a major impact already on the Sun Belt, and just by personality and what Marshall soccer brings to the league. And that's Chris Grassie, the head coach of the Marshall soccer team. Coach, happy Sun Belt Day. It's official now.
Yeah, it's official. How
you been? I know you've been busy out recruiting and trying to make the herd better. So, thanks for taking just a moment to celebrate that and just to talk a little bit about here we are, day one, and you've got a tough league to get ready for.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. I think it's we were shocked last night with the news about UCLA and USC, although they don't have a men's soccer program. Joining the Big Ten, so we're very much in a time of change in college athletics, but we feel with the support that we have from the Sun Belt and from all of the teams in the Sun Belt, their commitment to soccer and their commitment to being the best soccer league in the country, we felt this is a really exciting time, and we have some real stability moving forward. We'll have UCF join to make it 10 teams in 2023, but going forward for this season, it's just an exciting opportunity to be the first Sun Belt champion of this new era. So that's what we're all preparing for right now.
See, I like how you think. That's Chris Grassie joining us. And before we continue as far as talking about the Sun Belt, Herd fans need to take advantage of the opportunity to get season tickets. Those went on sale today. And if Herd fans take advantage of the early pricing, there will be no online ticket fees this weekend. That's through Monday. So I'm sure you'd like to see that stadium just sold out and again, try to figure out where you're going to put extra fans, because that's a nice problem to have.
Yeah, actually I've said we're not allowed to say anymore. It's a good problem to have. So we have to actually solve the problem now during our meetings with facilities and with the marketing and fundraising departments, as you will. But I think everybody is on board with, let's try and make this a great experience. Let's really take advantage of, the support that we do have, and let's provide extreme hospitality. Let's provide an excellent environment for them. So I think the fans will come back and we'll see some improvements. We have a temporary addition to the stadium, so we'll have about 2,600 fans able to get seats in the venue or some standing room, as I think some fans prefer to stand around, especially in the corners there. But it's all going to be, hopefully we have the signage boards in on time, ready to go, the new seating. It should feel like a very different and a little bit more professional look to the stadium, so we're very, very excited about that. And obviously the team coming back from the spring, is showed they can step up to the level and win championships with the spring college league. So we're hoping with our additions to replace some of the the superstars that we lost. We're going to be right up there, and I feel we're going to say it again this year. We're going to compete for a national championship. We think we could be the best team in the country again. So we're going to try and do that. And I don't look at any team and think we should fear them. I think we can go right out and try and win it.
Chris Grassie's with me, the head coach of the Marshall men's soccer team. So you mentioned facilities. There's going to be a more professional feel to it. I know through a lot of conversations and a lot of reports that there's a certain standard that the Sun Belt requires, and that applies to soccer as well. So that means there's going to be some video board updates and some other items that have to be taken care of, and soccer's in all of that. Are you excited for that as well? Because you know how fans are. They like scoreboards.
They do it well. Coaches like them too, especially when your score keeps going up and the opponent stays right where it is at 0. We love scoreboards then too. But yeah, I think we need some big improvements in. Look, there's a project, right? That's part of what I signed on for. After we won a national championship, there's still more work to do here. There's still plenty of low-hanging fruit for us to improve as a program, to improve the facilities, to improve the training facilities. There's still things that we can continue to move forward to be elite. I'm not making any bones about it. It's our program is our facilities and what we have is very good for a mid-major. But if you want to be an elite team constantly competing at the top of the division, there's certain projects that need to take place, and that was what excited me. Was like, look, we're not even halfway there in terms of what we can do to grow the facilities and to grow the stadium, and a video scoreboard is just that's just the icing on the cake. We would actually love a video scoreboard from a coaching point of view, because we have the Speedo cameras around the field, so we can instantly sort of take it up on the big scoreboard, and we could teach our players right there and then, drawing lines and kind of showing them where they need to go and what should have happened, so you can basically do the coaching video corrections instantly if you've got a scoreboard. So I know the fans would be excited about it, but as teachers, we would be excited about having that too.
Chris Grassie's with me, head coach of the Marshall men's soccer team. Today's first day. Marshall is an official member now of the Sun Belt, and then we get the news, and you touched on it, that UCF is coming to the league. So it's going to be a 10-team league once that UCF is official. What does UCF bring? What do you like about having UCF in this league?
Well, I mean, I like obviously their coaching staff is very good. They play a nice style of soccer, which we appreciate. But they're a team also, like ourselves in the university, who've been pushing to grow and try, and obviously they're making a move to the Big 12 as a university. But for men's soccer, this is kind of, they're coming in with WVU to be the two Big 12 affiliates, and I just like how they've gotten behind their program. I like how they have that desire to grow and to be one of the best. And over the last sort of 5 years, they've made themselves really relevant on a national scene. And they'll just add to a great sort of mix of soccer teams, and they'll give us sort of four Power 5 conferences represented, or so 4 Power 5 conference teams represented in our conference. So it gives us that cachet, which I like. And I think it's going to be a tough game. Look, and going down to Orlando, I know we have the Allegiant flights from Huntington down there, so that might be a good one for our fans to come down and travel and go down to Orlando for a weekend or so. So that might work out quite well for us. So it's a lot of little pieces of that make it exciting.
I know the geography is important to the fans, and travel is always important as well. But other than the fact that they're in Florida, does it really matter? You're looking for more of a quality opponent. You're not necessarily looking at geography as the big factor here. Maybe unlike some of the other teams where the geography is going to play in those programs' favor. You're looking for the best. You don't care where the game's at.
Yeah, I think that's true. I mean, I do like the idea of, we've got Kentucky, we've got WVU, we've got a couple of local rivalries. I think that's the lifeblood of any sport, is that sort of you can drive the bus down the road and, the fans can get in a car and drive a couple of hours and kind of create that environment to play in. So the local games are important. But then after those games, you're right, it's, what's the most quality we can get? How do we get the best quality into the league? How do we guarantee, we're looking at our league, and if you include UCF in that, you're looking at about 7 teams who've made the tournament 3 of the last 4 years. So that's quite a good standard to uphold, and that's kind of what we were looking for, is another team who can be a flag bearer for the conference. And obviously, my job got a lot harder when we added these affiliates in, but I love the challenge, and I think it's even if we have a down year, we could still make a deep tournament run. Just because of the quality of the conference. So, we're going to try and obviously win that conference and win that conference tournament every single year. And we feel like we're in a good position to do that. But, the competition is so good that if we don't happen to win, then we can, still get a berth or get seeded into the national tournament and make a deep run.
Chris Grassie's with me. So we look at the schedule that came out, and you get to start things off in the Sun Belt with your good friends at Kentucky. I don't know. I don't know where the easy one is here. You got a couple of out of conference games in between these Sun Belt games, but still, at Kentucky you play host to West Virginia, then at Coastal, then you've got Robert Morris at home. That's out of conference game. Then at South Carolina, ODU's at home, Georgia State on the road, Georgia Southern at home, out of conference game at Wright State, and then you've got James Madison You talked about when this league was being set up for men's soccer, there were some important things that you're happy the league did. Are you happy with the way the schedule is shaping so far and the way it's being put together?
Yeah, I think it takes a great effort, especially on the conference, to kind of do some things differently. So the way we have, especially at the end of the season, if you can, once we grab into UCF in 2023, we're going to have sort of a Saturday, Wednesday, Sunday, Friday, Tuesday end of the season. So we're going to be bouncing, through the midweeks there, but that's so we can fit in a really great conference tournament. I hated the Conference USA conference tournament, the way it was set up with trying to play Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. It's just a killer on the team, on the guys, So it's so unfair on their legs to try and make them do that. And I said, here's the proof, because the Conference USA team is never getting past the third round of the NCAA tournament, because the conference tournament was such good teams, but we're killing each other trying to play this often, and that has a it has a physical effect. Maybe you can get through the first round or a bye to the second round, but then the next game it all catches up with you. The players take that fatigue with them from that massive exertion, and it just there was never enough left in the tank of any team to get past that third round, and so Sunbelt really listening to us and really taking that advice on and spreading out our conference tournaments. So now we'll go Sunday, Wednesday, Sunday, so there'll be appropriate rest and recovery for the student athletes is huge. And I mean, that's a real nod to like the sports science, and it's a real nod to their their leadership as a conference to be able to recognize that the student athletes are not having a great time. So we're not like baseball where we can just go to one venue and just play. We need rest and we need recovery in between to put the best product on the field. And the schedule was dictated from with the end in mind, and so that's how we kind of have that crowded midweek section of the conference. But I think it's tremendous, and it doesn't really matter which order we play teams in. Obviously, starting off with our two rivalry games against UK and WVU will definitely set the tone going into conference, and it'll give that, this is our first week of conference, it'll give it that extra kick. And so, we hope we're ready for the challenge. We hope our guys, are excited about it as we are as coaches. And, we take it one game at a time from there.
Yeah, because it doesn't feel like you're really in the Sun Belt until you get down to Georgia State, Georgia Southern, James Madison. So really, it doesn't feel like you've gone anywhere until you get to those new schools that you haven't faced in conference before. But still, I'm with you. I like the schedule. It feels like it makes a little bit more sense than what you've had to deal with in the past. And I know you've been a huge proponent of making sure that the schedule makes sense so you have an opportunity. Both teams that are playing have an opportunity to give it their best and maybe progress further.
Yeah, and I think that's when we looked at Conference USA in terms of setting up, like we have 8 teams going to the conference tournament at the end for Sunbelt, and because we basically used the same rule of thumb as we changed Conference USA and then gone from getting 2 teams into 3 to 4. It was all based on the how many teams do you have in your league that are below 100 in the RPI, so the top 100 teams in the country. And if you look at the 4-year average of the Sunbelt, there's only one team that has a 4-year average RPI below 100 or above 100. Sorry, so we can afford to take 8 teams in the tournament, and nobody will hurt each other. So you're right. Every team that finishes in that top 8 will be in with a chance of going to the NCAA tournament, and there's not going to be those games that you're worried about, being hurt by having to play in the conference tournament a weaker opponent. So this is, it's exciting times, and it's just, again, re-strengthening, redoubling the conference, redoubling the chances of the conference teams making it to the tournament and trying to get 5, 6, 7 teams into that tournament.
Chris Grassie's with me, head coach of the Marshall men's soccer team. So we've touched on it. Now in the Sun Belt, we've talked about the schedule. Has that had any direct impact so far as how you go out, how you've been recruiting, or is it more about Marshall still right now than where you play? That's really the bigger selling point? It's Marshall, and you play a lot of great teams, not, hey, we're in this really great conference.
Yeah, you've hit the nail on the head there. We're definitely selling ourselves. We're definitely selling all Marshall for what we're able to do with, we have 6 guys from our national championship team are now playing professionally, and then the other guys are still with us. So we've kind of been able to show we have that legacy of being able to develop pros so they can achieve their dream of being professional athletes. And also, look, we're going to give you a great environment. We're going to teach you the game. You join in a legacy program now that, has the history. We still have the hunger and desire. We still want to win in your generation. We're not just worried about the past. We're not trying to repeat. We're trying to do it again. We're trying to do something different. We're trying to do, we're trying to win it all over again. And this will be a new story and a new chapter. And that's kind of what we've been selling. But I think where we are as a program right now, it kind of sells itself. And whichever conference we were in, to be honest, we could sell Marshall soccer.
My guest, he's Chris Grassie. He's the head coach of the Marshall men's soccer team. It's day one of the Sun Belt, and there are a lot of exciting things that are going to be happening, not only for the team, facilities. Season tickets are available right now, and it's a great season ticket deal. I should mention that a season ticket will include one ticket to each home game, and that's men's and women's soccer. So everything's grouped into one package. So if you're supporting the women, you're supporting the men. You're supporting the men, you can support the women as well. So it's really a great deal, and it's nice that you have such a cohesive partnership with Michael Swann and the women's soccer program as well. You don't see that necessarily at some universities and institutions.
No, you don't, and I think we do have that feel. I think Coach Swann's done a great job since he's been in. It's been very difficult sort of taking over right before COVID and kind of battling to really turn around a program and all the the kinks and the quirks that come from inheriting a program that was struggling, and he was kind of charged with sort of turning the program around and getting it up to scratch. And I think he's been diligently working on doing that. And I think they're going to be good this year, and I think the year after I think they're going to be even better. He gets all his recruits in and kind of the beds in his style, and they kind of had an entire staff turnover. So I've been, get to be on the inside of that program, get to see the great work that he's doing, and, can keep going back to my experiences of 2017, 2018, trying to, turn the program around and trying to get the right culture and the right playing style and the right characters in the building. And so just kind of watching them go through that, I can recognize a lot of the same similarities. So, we think they're on a sort of a rocket trajectory, and you'll probably see them, take off this year somewhat. And I think that the year to follow in 2023, they'll be flying.
So what's next for you? Do you have a day off? Do you have an opportunity to maybe take in a couple of days of rest? What's the big plan here?
Yeah, this weekend, I'm going to enjoy. So I'm up in Canada right now. I'm going to enjoy Canadian Independence Day from the British, and that's today, July 1st. My sister's 40th birthday. She happens to live up here, and then we'll go to Michigan for July 4th. And then I'll be back in the building, and the guys will return. A lot of the guys get here July 11th, and they'll start their preseason sort of fitness training with our strength and conditioning staff, and we'll kind of be right after it.
Has that new athletic director figured out your display case problem yet? And you keep adding hardware to the collection. Have you figured that out yet?
That's going to be a problem. I'm going to leave it to him, and I'm going to leave it to his staff to figure out where to put all the trophies. We're just going to win them. We don't mind stacking them up around the office, just keeping them on the floor, in the doorways, on the tables. It's fine for us.
Just crawl over them, oh, hey, look, here's the national championship trophy. It's the first of many. We just don't know where to put them. Next thing you know, we're going to be talking about new turf, right? I'm sorry, grass, right? Grass?
Yeah.
Okay, let's make sure.
Yeah, that's the goal, is to get to a grass stadium. I think, we're right at the beginnings of a partnership that could get us a grass practice field pretty quickly. So, we're still working out the finer points of that. Because when we play, every other team in the Sun Belt plays on grass. So for the kind of adaptation from turf to grass is a significant one, and something that we have to be, wary of in our preparation. So I think we're making strides, and Christian's been a big supporter of that. And I think the long-term goal is to get to a grass playing field and a couple of grass practice fields in and around the facility. So, that's part of the project that I think, I'm excited about taking on. And what gets me up in the morning, gets me excited, is kind of continuing to grow. And that's one area I feel like we can play our best soccer on grass. When there's a little bit of dew in the grass, and you can pop the ball around and zips all over the place, and you can have really nice passing patterns, and it's a little bit less wear and tear on the body than playing on turf. So I'd be excited to move the program in that direction, and hopefully, we can do that. And Christian's been on board from day one with doing that, and has been a big supporter. And we're just looking for. Obviously, it's a bit by bit, year by year improvement. So that's what we're looking for.
So we're not going to have maybe a social media poll on what colors should be on the grass, the pitch once we get that. I mean, we're going to do anything like that. You keep it Kelly green. We're going to have any black trim. What are we going to do here?
Yeah, we happen to be lucky because we don't have to do like a Boise State or change the turf. We're in green and our pitch is in green, so it works out quite well for us just with natural grass.
Chris Grassie is my guest. I appreciate you. I don't know if you know that, how much I appreciate you every time you do this. It really means a lot that you take the time out to talk to me and to give me more than maybe 5 minutes of your time. I do appreciate it. I can't wait to get you back here, and I can't wait till we get this season started.
Well, thank you, Paul. Appreciate it.
Chris Grassie, my guest.
Hey,
I appreciate you, sir. Anytime we can get you back on, let me know. We'll do it. That's Chris Grassie, the head coach of the Marshall men's soccer team. We're going to take our next break. Come back. We'll get your text in, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. More coming up. It is The Drive, ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
This is The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Welcome back. It is the Friday, July 1st edition. Your Drive continues on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. I'm your host, Paul Swann. We have been celebrating the emergence of Marshall in the Sun Belt. Today's the day. How many of you stayed up late, past midnight, just so you could say, hey, it's the day? I saw Twitter. Some of you did. Don't lie to me. I know you did. I understand. I'm excited about it, too. It's a new league. It means new opportunities, new perspectives. There are some things that are changing with Marshall University, some faces that we have really come to know and being really good friends with have moved on to different opportunities. Excited for them. We've got new people coming in, new opportunities for them, so I'm excited for them as well. New opportunities for all of the athletic programs, and that doesn't mean football and basketball. It means all the athletic programs. So a lot of things to be excited about. Let's keep you caught up, though. We got football news to talk about. Former Marshall tight end Hayden Hurst announced his transfer decision. He is committing to Jackson State University. So, I'm reading my notes wrong here. So, yeah. I read it just the way you typed it too, Christian. I Ron Burgundy these notes, Christian. Let me start that over. So, Christian, you messed up. Intern messed up here. I was sitting there, I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. As I read it, I'm like, whoa, wait a minute here. Interns. You can't get good interns. Former Marshall tight end Hayden Hagler is committing to Jackson State University. He's going to be playing for Deion Sanders. I mean, who wouldn't want to play for Deion Sanders, right? He announced that he would be entering the transfer portal a couple weeks ago before he announced his decision to commit to Jackson State. 3 years left of eligibility. So he is going to be playing for Coach Primetime, Deion Sanders. We've also got another offer official, Levi Paxton, class of 2023, kicker from Herbert Hoover, receiving an offer from the Herd. Paxton was first-team All-State for the 21-22 season. Baseball, what's it up to? $64,733.39. That's the online campaign. Of course, that first $50,000 matched by Chris and Melissa Lambert. And, we didn't have a chance to really talk about this one yesterday. I wish we would have. But Marshall Athletics putting out the call for its first fan committee. You know who you are. You have all these ideas, and if only someone in the university would listen to your idea, things would be a lot better. Well, the athletic department is now taking applications for the fan committee, in search of members who can help create the best fan experience on Marshall game days throughout the year. So if you're interested, it's over at herdzone.com. You know you're in on this, right? You heard this and you're like, this is me. I should be on that fan committee. So there's your opportunity there. You get a chance to actually say it and have it heard. And maybe you could have a coalition of people who kind of have similar ideas and some ways to really improve the fan experience. So check it out. It's on herdzone.com. By the way, before we hit the break, I know it's an important day here. It's July 1st. It's Marshall's first day in the Sun Belt. Marco's already making new friends. It's also the start of the holiday weekend here. July 4th is coming up. And it's Happy Bobby Bonilla Day. Happy Bobby Bonilla Day. You know what Bobby did? He signed the best contract of all. So happy Bobby Bonilla Day. Last played in 1999. And he is still enjoying those 25 payments of 1.19 million. That goes from 2011 to 2035. So not only are the Mets paying him, the Orioles are paying him only $500,000. That's been since 2004, and that continues through 2028. So I would like to just wake up every July 1st and get over $1 million. My life would be set. I could make that last more than a year. One payment, I could make that last a year. And then you add the $500K on that, I can make that work. He's going to get paid till 2035. 2035, the New York Mets. He hasn't played for the Mets since 1999. Prince wrote a song about 1999. We haven't talked about 1990. I mean, the only time you think of 1999 is when you hear the Prince song on the radio. That's it. So instead of buying out the contract, $5.9 million, you could have bought that thing out. No. We are going to pay you 25 payments of 1.19. 1 and a niner million. Happy day indeed. More coming up. It's The Drive, ESPN 94.1 at AM 930.
This is The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
We are wrapping up this edition of The Drive at ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. We're not going to be back until the 5th. July 4th holiday weekend is coming up. For those of you that are celebrating, be safe. Have fun, but be safe. A lot of fireworks displays across the tri-state over the weekend, including the one happening tonight. And downtown Huntington, it's Dog Dazzle, happens after the music. We've got 9th Street Live going on as well. So a lot of music downtown Huntington. Opportunity for you to come down and have some fun and enjoy the biggest and best fireworks display in the tri-state. That's coming up tonight. It's downtown Huntington. It's Dog Dazzle. And, of course, I suggested that next year we should live stream this. I mean, we want you to come down, obviously, but for a lot of people, I was suggesting we should live stream this. So it'll be me and I don't know, maybe Spencer Atkins from Channel 13. I don't know. We could do it like the Westminster Dog Show. Oh look, there's the fireball is still to come, but right now there's the Dragon Sprinkle. Whatever the name of these fireworks are. Yeah, and now that's a Sea Dragon. And there's a Titan. And there's a Kaboom. Or, the whole live stream coverage would be like, ooh, ah, ooh. It'd be like golf coverage. Just like being quiet. No, it's going to be fun tonight. There's going to be a patriotic soundtrack tonight to all of the fireworks. Bring the kids, bring the family. It's going to be fun. All the glorious explosions going on in the air. That's Dog Dazzle coming up tonight. And I'm proud that that's part of what we do here every year at Kindred Communications. So I'm excited for it. Holiday weekend's coming up. We got Pirates baseball coming up tonight. 6:40 airtime here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Our intern, who Ron Burgundy to me earlier, I can't believe that. Our intern, Christian Palmer, all decked out in his Pittsburgh paraphernalia. Again, no coordination whatsoever. The Pirates hat and the Steelers shirt. I mean, at least do this. Get a hat for every shirt. So if you want to wear the Steelers shirts, wear the Steelers hat. Or just properly coordinate in season so you have enough Pittsburgh shirts and hats, you have enough Steelers hats and shirts, and you have enough Penguins gear. Do it in season. So you should just be sporting. I mean, I'm not wearing hockey hats right now. Those are away. I put those away. I mean, if it's a college, you can get away with it. Like, you wear a Marshall hat, you can do that every day because that's college. You're not supporting one particular sport. Of course, my guy, Bill Cornwell, today, already has a Sun Belt Conference shirt. It was just like I was like, how? He's got the logo, just a logo shirt, Sun Belt Conference. It looked nice, and he was wearing a UCLA hat. My guy, Bill Cornwell. If you're up early in the morning, give him the business for me over on Big Johnny Company on 93.7 The Dog. Give him the business for me. Marshall, it was a Sun Belt shirt, Marshall colors. UCLA hat. Not a UCLA shirt and UCLA hat, or not a Marshall shirt or a Marshall hat. It was UCLA hat, Marshall. I oppose that. Every fiber of my being, I oppose that. I'm not here for that. That's going to do it for this edition. Back on Tuesday. We got baseball all weekend long. Enjoy that. We'll talk to you soon. Have a wonderful holiday weekend. Enjoy your 4th of July, and we'll talk to you on Tuesday. Until then, have a great weekend.
WRBC Huntington, W227BS Huntington. This is your radio home for Pittsburgh Pirates baseball. ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.